of us who will die. We have no choice. We will all die. The question is how we die. I am here really to say one word on Charles. Many of you have known me or knew me when I was the minister. When I was the Minister of Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees from 2006 to 2011. What a time that I had during that Konyi period. And what a friend did I find in Charles Engola. A friend indeed, a friend indeed is a friend indeed. Those of you who recall that period with Konyi and the uncertainty of life must recognize the contribution of Charles when he gallantly stopped the invasion of Oyam by the Konyi fighters, by the Konyi killers. And I went there and I met Charles and congratulated him, and we worked together. Those of you who remember when we closed the camps, the ceremony was in Oyam, chaired, hosted by Statesman. And what a pleasure it was that people were saved by his leadership. We talk of legacy. You can have children when you die and leave children behind. But that everybody does that. You have seen chickens here, and I saw a chicken there with the young ones. So it is normal to have chickens, to have children. But doing a good thing of a kind that remains indelible in society, that explains why Charles is recognized in the manner he is recognized now as a national hero, much as his death was so brutal. So, Charles, we celebrated the closure of camps in Oyam. And I want to tell you, with no mincing words, there are two people I remember in my life during that Konyi period and my association with the North. One is this Charles, and the second one is Bishop Onweng. Onweng, of all the people, is the one who even managed to get me a telephone of OT. I talked to OT on the phone to say, look, how can you lead a destruction of our society, of your society like this? And where some you come in, is that phone I received, I talked when I was in your place. Yes. So when I was told, when the news came that Engola had died, obviously you came in mind. And since there are two names, two people, it was a question of waiting to know who it was. But that tells you why in our society in Ankole, we never called children after their fathers. And I have refused to call my children Kabwejere. Partly because nobody should claim anything just because you are my son or my daughter. You must have your own name. But apart from that, traditionally, we never mention the dead. So if a person is Kabwejeri and I am dead, then it becomes problematic when you mention Kabwejeri when he died. You don't mention the dead. And that's why there is so much amnesia. If you ask me, even as a professor of sociology, to tell you the names of my great-great-grandfathers, grandmothers, you will not have them because we never talk about the dead. So, to tell you, my being here is as emotional as that here was somebody who helped me in a difficult time. I remember when I used to go to Acholi and would be unsure of whether I would come back. Yes. And here was somebody who was so powerful as to make sure that his society was protected. And even when I sent food would be rich. I don't want to mention names, but there are people who are politically well known now, more than before, who would not allow the food to be distributed so that government fails to distribute the food in the camps. But Onweng was able, through the church, as the camps were emptying, that the food at least would go to the church, through the churches, rather than through the government, the leadership, even when you had people like chairpersons of the district. So, let this man be honored and be remembered indelibly for a good job. And it is obvious from what I have read and what I have been listening in, even the killer, to kill himself, was obviously mad. And he had problems from what I have read. So he couldn't solve his problems. He ended up solving problems of destroying himself. He couldn't have had a motive worthwhile when he could even do that. After all, I understand even his wives had run away from him and so on and so forth. So let's thank God that we got this man and he had lived with us and he had done a good job. And unlike Bishop Onweng, I took him home and I gave him 10 cows from my heart. I gave them to him. But Charles, I had not been able to do anything like that. Just wanted to say a word now that Charles, go, be received by God. Something little. Okay.